Hey, so this video is like not for children. I would recommend you're at least 16 to watch this. Otherwise, just get the fuck out.
Sparklecare is a terrible webcomic made by an equally terrible and problematic person who doesn't even know how to write a proper cohesive plot or thematic for the story. The simple gist of it is that a fuck ton of furries, an unrealistic amount to the point where you're really wondering how the fuck did they get so many patients in this hospital, get stuck in said hospital due to medical malpractice, which is actually not really the right word. It's not medical malpractice, it's more like fucking torture, like they're straight up treated like shit. Especially since a lot of the characters are LGBT, so that feels really odd. Like, hell, you could really take this in a political direction straight from this intro. The thing is, the plot never does, or at least it doesn't quick enough. It just kind of starts on a whim and ends on a whim. No, let me back up. It never gets political at all, despite all the capitalism and shit that happens in it. Like, take the main antagonist, for instance, Dr. Cuddles. He's like an evil version of Mr. Krabs, maybe, but he's like money hungry, and he tortures his patients for payments, for money, or whatever. The writer, who we'll talk about later, makes it seem like this is probably the worst person you could ever be around. But get this, he's only like 4 or 5 feet tall from the looks of it. He's pretty docile and defenseless. Really, all that sets him apart is his, his smarts, I guess. Oh, and his real name, Phil. Filthy Rich. Are you fucking kidding me? Filthy Rich? And he's the antagonist? That's a really fucking dumb name for an antagonist, buddy. Dr. Cuddles definitely fits way better, and that's just his fake name. I imagine Dr. Cuddles as this stupid weird pervert who only likes money and women. And that's basically how Casey wrote him too, but she kind of went overboard with it, and it got really shitty. This is kind of a common trope for her works. She shoves too many traits onto a character to the point it becomes ridiculous. Take another character, for instance, Barry Hill, the fucking protagonist. In the preview, which released somewhere around 2017 if I remember correctly, he basically didn't have any kind of mental issues as far as people could tell. He was a perfectly fine horror protagonist, much like some of the Resident Evil characters, like Eden Winters or something. In the reboot, which was made following the homophobic jokes and stupid unfunny humor that Casey had shoved into the preboot, he suddenly became a huge fucking dick. Schizophrenia, autism, germophobia, egotism. Why would you purposely make a character worse? But whatever, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the writer, Casey. Kitty Corn, otherwise known as, a plethora of names actually. Anything from Eve to Trip, like Trip from Facade. Okay. What matters is that she wrote this piece of gabagool, and that she's quite anonymous. Asexual. I personally have never seen her face, ever. I guess the worst writers really never reveal their faces, huh? But, some of the people who've worked on it probably have, but even then, who the fuck cares? It's just kind of weird. She's not really that online. Oh, and she switches gender identities a lot. Like, she goes female and then she's male suddenly, and she goes by the name Trip and he, him. I wonder why. It's almost as if she has drama or something. Okay, excuse the fact that I have a fuck ton of venom in this essay because it's supposed to be an essay, but I just cannot not speak liberally about my feelings regarding this comic. I'm one of the OGs. I read it back when they were still working on it, and now they stopped, and you go back to it and realize it was honestly just a pile of shit. Don't get me wrong, they tried. Something was there in that pile of shit. There was something there, but it just was not enough. It also couldn't be helped that Casey had to shove her weird sexualities and other random things into it. Oh my god, girl, we get it. You're an insect fan. We get it. Please, just fucking stop. You made Barry and Uni get sexual in a dream. Please just stop, dude. Like, these two are both autistic adults. You really think they do that kind of shit together? Uni's hypersexual. You wrote him or her or whatever as this dumb gooner who just jerks to shit and has his girlfriend jerk him and whatever other sexual dumb deviant things. Why? Why is that relevant to the plot at all? Why do I have to hear about the fact that Uni goons to Minecraft hentai? If that hadn't been a dream sequence, it would have probably been considered like, you know, something really bad. It would have been considered that Barry was, you know, doing something horrible to Uni, but no, it's romantic. Oh, Barry is being dominant and Uni's submissive, and like, wow, guys, like, holy shit, like, check it out. The writer knows this, and she's like, hey kids, this is not weird at all. This is not sexual. There's nothing sexual going on here. You know? It's fine. Yeah, whatever. That had to have been the most upsetting scene in the entire comic. And I know I sound like a Karen, but like seriously, it just feels so wrong and disgusting. Especially with the triple X symbols around them, like God, and the hearts and shit like that. If you've read the comic, you know what I'm talking about. I would put it on the screen, but I doubt I could ever find it again since the comic hasn't been properly archived. Generally, this comic started off well, but it just evolved into pure horny bait and shipping. Tons of fan service, just over the top dumb shit. It didn't get that bad, but it sure degraded it even later on in the comic, you know. Later on in the comic, we still see it prevalent with characters like Bry. Like, what the fuck was that interaction with Officer Diaz, or Dies, I guess. Her pet name is given by Mood as Dee Dee, and anyhow. Like, was that meant to be sexual? I get she was just telling him to find a way to get the patients out of the hospital and save them, but it could have been handled normally. Why is everything in this comic sexual? Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck did Officer Diaz have to be like Rouge the Bat and go like, I have a terrible sickness and you're the only cure for it? Okay, what the fuck? Are you flirting with me or are you just telling me to go buckle up, dude? Like, what the fuck? I don't quite know what else I could say about this comic. It's probably one of the oddest things I've ever read, and I feel like there's really nothing else out there that could top it. The creator was having an identity crisis with it, whilst at the same time having a real identity crisis, where she literally was hanging around bad actors and doing incredibly strange things to people. I won't get into it, seeing as you can just as easily find someone to talk about it better than I ever could, but just remember that while Casey is a quote-unquote hurt person, it doesn't excuse the fact that she did more damage to people than she got back. Like, she wasn't as hurt as people thought she was. She hurt people way more than she let up. She was treated like a saint by her fans, and she just spat on her work and her reputation and said, oh no, I'm evil suddenly. No, come back, guys. In conclusion, just go like art of the characters or something. Those are the only good things that can come out of this comic and terrible rabbit hole, and I can only respect that and the character designs. But dear Lord, do not go on E621 or like For Affinity or any sites that could like have not safe for work content. That shit reeks. I have seen some stuff. I'm scared. Oh. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.